Also dope. So apparently, I ain't gonna lie to you, like, shout out to Lena the plug. So Lena has allowed Adam to have a black side chick. She's just chilling. So I think this girl is on Zeus. She's usually on there fighting, but I guess she's getting donkey fucked by Adam on the side. Lena went on like some vacation, so tagged the side chick in the game. I ain't gonna lie, Lena seems like a cool gal. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. So he got his side chick on the podcast, and I know this is fuckery, but hey, it is what it is. And he's talking about interviewing Pop Smoke Killer. Check this out.
But I never even seen before. He did 4 years, 5 years on juvenile life.
Yeah, I think he did juvenile life.
But okay,
and they lowered juvenile life from what it used to be.
It used to be 25, and we changed it to 20.
Bro, DJ used Gangster Williams stuff, such as interview.
It's me too.
Fact. I got people.
Hey, why'd y'all fire my man Almighty Suspect? I liked his opinions on it. He was very based. I liked him. He was very like Brick Baby's too hood. He was more of a regular dude that wasn't square but knows the street. I liked a lot of Suspect's takes.
People coming out of the woodwork to let me know how fucked up they think it is that I did that interview. And I'm going to be honest, I've been hearing them out, and I've yet to see any sort of real opinion for why this interview is different than any number of other interviews, such as the Terrence Gangster Williams stuff.
Yo, Adam, you got to stop doing this, bro. Like, yo, this is why niggas get into it with Adam. Because Adam has this way of acting like he don't know what's going on. Like, yo, when Adam wants to act like he's smarter than everyone, he'll make slick comments. He'll say shit that the audience will get, but he'll talk over the heads of the guests that he has because he's trying to like let people know like these motherfuckers dumb, I'm smart. But when he wants to like kind of gaslight his way out of a situation, he acts like he just doesn't get it. Like he's almost acting like he's dumb, but he's smart dumb.
Such as people platforming Taxstone,
Okay, now the whole Terrence gangster shit, right? I'm gonna be to be honest, I think he's talking about Vlad. Y'all both white, so if Vlad interviewing, that's Vlad's style. I'm not over here trying to get a Terrence gangster interview for him to talk about just 40 niggas he killed. Now, would I interview him to talk about Birdman? Yes, that's his brother, right? So I think Terrence Gangsta is Birdman. To talk about how he killed 40 men, no. That's just what the fuck is, you know what I mean? You have to think that your audience has a insatiable thirst for death and blood to just try to bring people on the platform to only talk about murder. Now, I'm not saying some of these people, the difference with the guy who did the Pop Smoke murder, it's not like he had a hip hop story to tell. He has a murder story to tell. He got no hip hop story to tell. He has a murder story to tell. That's it. That's where the criticism is coming from. I don't know why Adam's acting like you don't know. Terrence Gangsta Williams, we're not just taking like, and I wouldn't interview him still, but like, or unless I'm interviewing him about Birdman. But people ain't talking to him just because allegedly he killed like 40 people. They're not talking to him because he killed 40 people. They're talking to him because he's the brother of Birdman, who probably has a different insight of Birdman coming up and who also lived a parallel life. It was just street. So he could kind of tell us how shit was kind of going on. That is still related to hip hop. If I wouldn't interview Terrence Gangsta to tell me how he killed 40 people, right? Not saying that's not a story to be told, but I mean, just me particularly, I don't give a fuck about him killing 40 people. Like, is it 40 rappers? I don't care. Anyway.
Gangster Williams stuff, such as people platforming Taxstone.
Now, Taxstone recently, I guess I don't know if he's been salty or whatever. He's been in jail, and guess they gave him like a hot spot. He's been on Spaces. He's turned into the biggest academics hater ever now. I don't really got no problem with him, but I understand why you would interview Taxstone. Taxstone was a hip-hop podcaster. I wouldn't interview Taxstone about tell me how you killed Banga. Now, that's a part of his hip-hop story of him being a podcaster and having issues and beefs that led to a murder, but that's not why people are talking to Taxstone. He was a hip-hop podcaster that people actually liked. Like, and these are I'm pointing out the differences between this guy who killed Pop Smoke. He had no relevance to hip hop. The nigga never recorded a song. It's not like this dude was even related to somebody with a hip hop angle. The dude is his only thing to say is, I killed that nigga. This is how I did it.
Such as, all kinds of shit. And I don't, I hear a lot of, this makes me feel bad. I don't see any real logical explanation for why this kid shouldn't be.
Also, Adam, you've interviewed a bunch of Chicago niggas or whatever who have killed people allegedly, and you haven't gotten the backlash because they're rappers who, in their rap story, they're in beefs and they might get into violent situations. Nobody's saying interviewing a killer is just out the window. But if you're a hip hop platform and you're just looking to interview somebody that killed a hip hop artist and that person has no ties to hip hop, that's why they look at it like that, clearly.
Platform, and why we shouldn't seek to learn about rap history through people that were involved in some of its atrocities.
Like how we don't know who killed Tupac.
We do.
Okay, this is why you gotta have her be quiet. Now, everything I needed to know about the morals or the smarts or street smarts or savviness of Adam was confirmed to me that Adam is a really genius person at playing dumb when he needs you to feel like, oh, I'm just a white guy, I don't get it. Or he tries to just use a logic argument to be like, well, logically, you guys interviewed people who also killed people, so what's the difference with this one? I know so that's his first argument, right? He says the Taxstone thing, which clearly the easy response is Taxstone was a big podcaster that if someone would want to interview now, they would want to probably talk a lot about his hip hop podcasting experience, which eventually led to him going to jail for a murder. If at least Terrence Gangsta Williams was the brother of Birdman, who supposedly at the time came up in the streets with Birdman. This block star dude have never done nothing but kill Pop Smoke. Don't have no ties to hip hop, never recorded a song, nothing. Now, Adam, I think he's doing the only white people get away with this. I always say this. Oh, I don't like, it's the same shit. They act like they can't discern. They can't see the difference between Taxstone, Terrence Gangsta Williams, King Von, and a guy who only is known for killing Pop Smoke. And this is how I know Adam is gaslighting us. Because they get to the conversation of, well, since we're interviewing or because, his thing is, this is a important hip hop moment that we need to get to the bottom of. We need to find out the facts. Well, what about the guy who killed Nipsey, left his brains on the pavement? Will you down to interview him? Ain't this nigga from the same gang that Nipsey's from? Rolling 60s? Wouldn't he get beat the fuck up by the 60s if he had just allowed y'all to sit here and laugh it off and jokey about some nigga killing the biggest rapper from their gang? Watch what he says when it comes to interviewing Eric Holder, which is Shitty Cuz, who's supposedly getting out of jail very soon. Look how he treats that differently. Well, by the way, the similarities with Blockstar and Shitty Cuz, both killed a rapper, right? Neither never rapped. Neither got no ties to no rap history. They're just two people who are known for killing rappers. That's the only story they could tell. He could validate interviewing Pop Smoke's killer, but let's see if he validates interviewing Nipsey Hussle's killer. Listen.
This was like a rude awakening.
Here we go.
Recipes,
please.
On principle.
Here we go.
Here
we go.
Who's to tell you that we go have a positive vibe?
Oh, here we go.
Fuck no. Hell no.
Wow.
Hold on.
Times, but I don't shy away from that shit.
If Eric Holder gets released tomorrow.
Eric Holder. This nigga has the clearest voice. I mean, you can barely hear him. He said, if Eric Holder was a shitty cuz the guy who killed Nipsey Hussle. He's the one who killed Nipsey Hussle allegedly because Nipsey Hussle called him a snitch. He killed him right there. Remember, they got no problem interviewing the guy who killed Pop Smoke. Neither got any ties to hip hop, got no hip hop story, neither of them rap. Both to me are the same type of guy. If you would do it for Pop Smoke, why wouldn't you do it for Nipsey Hussle? You know why? All of them goddamn Crips over there in LA wouldn't let that shit happen. Listen to how his answer changes.
Ooh.
Here it goes.
I'll be lying if I said Lil Tim didn't tap in.
Whoa.
All I said is, give me some time.
Give me some time.
I gotta let this whole storm settle.
By the way, I think even Lil Tim is different than I think Lil Tim is very different than Blockstar. I'm gonna tell you why. Lil Tim's story is kind of like Quando Rondo's story. That again, those are two rappers into it. He's the homeboy of the rapper. He's the homeboy of the rapper. And as well has pursued a rap career since then. You get what I'm saying? Very different from just this one kid who he just killed a rapper. But anyway, I digress. We're talking about, well, if you interview Pop Smoke Killer, why not interview Nipsey Hussle's killer? What's the difference?
Before I consider that.
Yo, because you know the old blockies know where your ass at.
Okay, but how would you feel about that? Do you think that Eric Holder should do an interview on this platform if it comes down to it?
Fuck no. Hell no.
Why? What makes the situation different?
I can't be involved.
Watch Adam's face. This is how smart he is. And this is why I realize that. You see, one thing I give Adam the utmost credit for, you see all these gangbangers he be bringing on the platform, he just plays them like puppets. Like, he pushes a line with them, but he never fully oversteps. So this is him getting a gauge of, okay, what if I bring the nigga who killed Nipsey? And he's looking at him, and he's like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm not going to do that one. Yeah, because he ain't trying to upset like his main hitter right here and his people. So he knows how to discern, but only when it benefits him. You get that? Listen. So he's going to hear this guy who's a rolling 60 Crip. Nipsey was a rolling 60 Crip. He's going to say why Adam shouldn't interview the other guy who also supposedly is a rolling 60 Crip, but he killed the most famous rolling 60 Crip, which is Nipsey. He's going to tell you why you shouldn't bring that on the platform.
It's in our backyard.
Yeah, I know.
First of all, he says something that's also important. He says it's in our backyard, which also I agree is very important. And that's why I was saying also to Flacco. I was like, yo, Flacco, I don't know what you be doing out there, but trust me, even Adam ain't dumb. The reason why Adam taps into Chicago is because if he did the same thing with LA, he knows you're too much at risk. So he plays LA a little bit different than he would play Chicago, New York, or anywhere else. Right? And I understand that because shit, I played when I mean played, like you deal with these places differently because you're not from there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you just gotta let CNN have that one. Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day,
too much game.
Yeah.
unless we getting paid some M's to where I'm finna move Bob's from up.
Nobody's gonna pay no jumper millions to interview shitty cuts. But you hear him also basically saying, unless we getting paid millions that I could move and I could get the fuck away from all of what's gonna happen in terms of backlash, why are we doing it? And you just watch Adam because he's thinking.
End of the day,
too much game.
Yeah.
unless we getting paid some M's to where I'm finna move Bob's from up off of Slauson, like, cause this is bigger than the homie.
Yeah.
Like, I can handle that. This is all the LA, and then it's like, who's to tell you that we gonna have a positive vibe the first time we see each other?
Because you haven't seen him.
I ain't say that.
Well, that's his little bro that, you feel me? And he,
For the record, for anyone who's not catching on, he's talking about shitty cuz who was responsible for the Nip situation. But either way, all right, I have to acknowledge that, like, rest in peace, Nip.
Please.
On principle,
Rest in peace.
interviewing
One
the
of the
dude who killed
illest.
Nip is the same exact thing as interviewing the dude who killed Pop Smoke. But
It's on the bigger.
in terms of like the practical reality of doing that kind of interview, it might be a different thing.
Okay, so it says so he admits in principle, which Adam's usually good with logic. He was just twisted a little way. Yeah, in principle it's the same, but when he says the practical reality, it means, man, fuck New York. New York ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing if I interview the nigga who killed their beloved rapper. But the beloved rapper out here, I'm not gonna go fuck with an interview and kind of poke the hornet's nest with the guy who killed him. That's kind of what it means. Fuck New York.
Oh yeah.
No.
Especially being here in LA.
Yeah, exactly.
Realistic. All right, let's say you get.
Send him.
Okay, but there's a reason why that situation is totally unrealistic. Is because Pop Smoke's killer got out after 5 years.
Yeah.
Shitty Cuz might never be on the streets again,
that's
or if
what
he
I
does,
said.
it'll be
If
in
he
20
got
years.
out, no, I said if he got out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, okay. He's not getting out. This is a hypothetical. Okay.
shit.
Nah.
Like, what is the? But somebody's taking that interview was my point.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't saying no jumper,
Nah, it's
but I'm
probably gonna be
saying
no-
it,
No big outlets taking that fucking interview. And one of the reasons nobody would do that interview is because none of the big outlets is because the thought would be, I want to be able to go to LA. And I think that's the difference. LA has like zero respect for the East Coast. That's a fact. I don't think no big outlet on the East, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't interview Shitty Cuz. Oh, detail to me how you blew Nipsey Hussle brains out on the pavement. No, like, the fuck? Like, nigga, they would have catch me at LAX, nigga, and by the time they're done beating me, nigga, they beat me 3,000 miles back to New York or New Jersey. You get what I'm saying? But with New York, like, I think everybody looks at New York like them niggas is pussy. They're not going to do nothing, and we could do whatever we want. That's why they do that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm sorry to say that, and I'm not trying to get nobody in New York upset. There's no East Coast outlet that's big that would interview Shitty Cuz for Nipsey. None. If LA don't touch it, nobody touches it. That's a fact. Think about this. If no LA outlet wants to interview Nipsey Hussle's killer, I ain't gonna say he ain't gonna get documentaries, whatever. I'm talking about a hip hop media outlet. He can't come to the Breakfast Club and do an interview, nigga. He can't come do the Joe Budden podcast, nigga. He can't do my shit. He can't do none of this. He can't even go to Drink Champs would have. He can't go to Gillian. He can't go to no sizable hip hop media outlet on the East, and it's out of respect for the West. Oh, if they ain't fucking with you, we good. When it comes to the West, I think they look at the East like, you niggas is bitches. Yo, how you smoke that nigga Pop Smoke? Tell me. Oh, you got a Pop Smoke kush right there? Oh, where? Like, yeah, I think it's just a clear. It's somebody says Vlad is not an East Coast outlet. Vlad's a West Coast outlet. That's a fact. I think Vlad from New York, but is he from New York? No, I think he's from the West. Yeah, Vlad, he got an office out here, but I guarantee he wouldn't do that shit in New York. Nah, I guess, man, yeah, Vlad wouldn't do that shit. Well, not now. Vlad is like, you see, Vlad operates on both coasts, but people don't look at Vlad as a East Coast outlet. You get what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I frequently cover, like, nigga, by clear proximity, one of the reasons I covered Bronx drill. I like a lot of this stuff. I hear it when I walk outside. You know what I'm saying? So there's an identity, like, even though I don't like my platform to really be coastal, I like to be just national, cover everything. But there is okay, he's East. Right? Anyway.
it's gonna get published.
Hell no.
Somebody would go
they're
to
not gonna
great
take the interview?
lengths to
no.
secure that interview if they had the potential to do that. Like, they would love
Let 'em
that.
come
I'm
in
not
and talk.
telling Adam.
Let
I'm
him
not
come in and
telling.
talk.
No, I'm not telling
Y'all
Adam.
said
You
everybody
can't.
else tell what y'all talked about
Fuck
with the next
no.
motherfucker.
No.
Like,
You know that
This would be bad.
That's too much. Do you
I
know who he
but
is? That
I
you
know,
know,
but like
that
yes, but
I'm
I
little shitty and
understand,
he's
but
baby
I
shitty?
don't understand and I get it. No,
Yeah,
I don't get that.
No,
I don't know
yeah,
that.
yeah. It can't go
But-
like that. No.
Oh, you said no, you can't have
It
an
can't.
interview.
Nah,
You
it
can't tell his side.
can't. Not
That'd be
right
bad.
here.
It's
Not
some
right
fuck
here.
shit. It's some fuck
And
shit.
it's not even on no bullshit. It's just like the way that the streets is. That's my dog that you just knocked down. Like at the end of the day, everybody gonna look at me like, damn, you just pro nip. You got the nigga that knocked Nip down right in front of you.
You'll
But you
never
do.
live that down.